think we got into a good rhythm and good groove. We're able to move the ball down the field in the first half, and in the second half, a lot of things that I have to watch the tape on to be able to pinpoint. Obviously, maintaining aggression is one thing, and maintaining rhythmic ball play, then just going out there and executing ultimately. So you always look yourselves in the mirror with that.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Keith from Black Quarterback Series, and today we back to a regular schedule program. Shout out to my moms for being a part of the video. You guys will see her again at some point. So let's get into it. So this week is more of a setup for the playoffs, right? So, um, as we all know, a lot of the games this week didn't matter, but I got a few of the games that matter the most. I think the game we all need to talk about. It's on the thumbnail. Jalen Hurts outplays Josh Allen. Boy, we might be here for 10 minutes itself. So let's get into the numbers. Josh Allen, 23 for 35, 262 yards. The numbers do not equate for how bad he played. Jalen Hurts, 13 for 27, 110 yards and a touchdown. The numbers don't show how well he played. So let's start from the beginning, then we'll backtrack. So they didn't score. Jalen Hurts and them didn't score all second half. They scored 13 points in the first half because the offense looked really, really good. And whether it was the coordinator getting conservative, Nick Sirianni getting conservative, somebody got conservative, and they just didn't play as well. They just didn't play as well the second half. I've seen stuff online. And coaches and people break it down as to why they didn't score the second half, and everything I saw was correct. They didn't score the second half because there was a better game plan from Buffalo to where they didn't score. They got out coached. And this is happening way too often for this offense going against defenses. Jalen Hurts wasn't the problem. If anything, Jalen Hurts would have had one turnover. This game probably doesn't even last as long as it did. So I'm shout out to Jalen Hurts for protecting the ball and being the ultimate puppet master that he is. Swerving out that almost safety to not give up any points. Like, you really dig into it. Jalen Hurts played a hell of a game. I know he didn't score the second half, but he played a hell of a game. Didn't put his team in harm's way, unlike the other guy. We're gonna get into it. Didn't put his team in harm's way, and did just enough. I would have liked them to at least get a field goal, but when your receivers can't get open and you're the only one that can make plays, when your receiver can't get open, Saquon Barkley is gimpy and he ain't making plays, you kind of do what you got to do. Shout out to them for even scoring the 13 points. Shout out to that defense. The Philly defense made a hell of a day. Absolutely spectacular defense from them. We don't win this game unless they play absolutely great defense. So shout out to Philly. I'm still a little nervous about Philly. This Super Bowl is wide open. You can convince me any variation of the 16 teams that's gonna make the playoffs. You can convince me any variation of it, and I'll be like, okay, I can probably see that happening because the field is so wide open. The field is so wide open. So let's address the elephant in the room. I have Josh as a top 3 guy. I put him on the tier with Lamar and Patrick Mahomes, but he's number 3. I think Lamar is better than him for a myriad of reasons, and yesterday was one of those reasons. Sunday was one of those reasons why I think Lamar is better than him. Lamar makes that pass to Cook for the touchdown. Lamar either runs it in or gets. Lamar scores that touchdown. Now, if Mark Andrews drops it, that ain't got nothing to do with him. But Lamar scores that touchdown. Patrick Mahomes scores that touchdown. But Mr. Highlight didn't score the touchdown because he just got to make the play, right? And so you're looking around and you're like, okay, Josh, are you going to get the criticism? He didn't get the criticism that he should have got, to the point Dan Orlovsky didn't even want to say his name, just the quarterback. So, like, I love me some Josh Allen. I always called him Cam Newton 2.0. But even Cam Newton never made these mistakes. Cam Newton was smarter than this. Cam Newton wouldn't run his team out of field goal range. Cam Newton wouldn't fumble the ball. Well, I guess you could say in the Super Bowl he did. But Cam Newton wouldn't fumble the ball and then look at the referee trying to complain when the play's still going on. There were just so many little things that Josh didn't do yesterday that I'm like, see, this is why. This is why you need to be criticized the way you need to be criticized. Those were two big moments in this game that Josh Allen did not come through. And Josh Allen has regressed in his development. Even his one fraudulent MVP season that should have been Lamar's third, he wasn't very good. He didn't even make first team All Pro. I don't want to rehash all that from last year, but when you look at the way Josh takes care of the ball, and you look at the way the other two top guys, because I'm only comparing Josh to the top two guys, because I love Jalen Hurts, and I personally would take Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen, but the populace would take Josh Allen, and I think Josh Allen's physicals are better than Jalen's. If Jalen had, it would just wouldn't be fair. If Josh Allen was as mentally tough as Jalen, he would already have a few Super Bowls by now. But so Josh Allen can't keep making these mistakes. And he's only had one single digit interception season. Lamar has the amount of interceptions that Josh Allen has thrown. I think Lamar has maybe thrown that in 3 seasons. And I'm only using that as a barometer to be like, he has to take better care of the ball, and he can't play this reckless. Can't play this reckless, right? And the only reason that that's a major issue is because he doesn't get held to that standard that the other guys get held to. Lamar Jackson would be getting killed this week. We got fools talking about Lamar Jackson is not tough enough, and he quit on his team because he got kneed in the back, and he's legitimately injured. But every time this guy loses, we get this team trash type thing. No, Josh Allen didn't play well. And this has been Josh Allen for forever. Like, Stephon Diggs made Josh Allen look better than he was. Still third best quarterback in the NFL. But to be like, he's the top guy is stupid. And we all know who the two top guys are. The two top guys make that play. Because we saw a similar play in the AFC Championship game, but Mark Andrews dropped it. You have to make that play on the sideline. We can say what we want. We can make the excuses for him. We can say it wasn't a well-designed play, and this, and the third. But if you throw the ball to Cook, it's a touchdown, and then we don't get to this. We don't get to the two. This variation of the 2-point conversion. So I just want Josh to be held accountable. Shout out to Swagoo because he went crazy on if ESPN let me do it, I'm gonna put the whole rant either right here or in the end. We got to start holding Josh more accountable because you have to make that play. We held Aaron Rodgers accountable. You got to make that play. I don't know what it is. I heard somebody say people get weird. White folks get weird, particularly white men. White men get weird when they lack a player, and they really do. Upper calling Joker the best player of all time, Bill Simmons, and he only got one championship and had multiple flameouts. But I'm supposed to think Joker's the best player ever. Like, calling him the greatest offensive player ever when no. Like, the other side of the ball don't count. That's a different story. But yeah, Jalen Hurts, let the record show that Jalen Hurts outplayed Josh Allen the whole game. And the second half wasn't necessarily on Jalen. He was doing a lot of patchwork because nobody was getting open. And the offensive line was terrible. So, yeah, that's all I got for that game. Like I said, it was going to be about 10 minutes because I just feel Josh needs to be held accountable for these stupid things that he do. Like, bruh, you ran around and lost like 24 yards and took your team out of field goal range. Who does that? This is not Madden. So, I don't know. So, I did a community post about this game, but I wanted to revisit this game because this game was absolutely great. Shout out to Caleb Williams. Shout out to Luther Burden. He's from the other side of the tracks here. Shout out to Luther Burden. He went out with a quad injury, 8 receptions, 178 yards, a touchdown. Williams, 25 for 42, 330 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just came up this short. came up this short. These are the games that everybody learns from, and these are the type of games that Chicago needs to lose so they can figure out how to win these games. Brock Purdy was out there looking like Lamar Jackson. Brock Purdy was special Sunday night. So I'm not happy that they lost, but I am happy that they lost this game in Caleb Williams' development, and they've been living on the edge for a while. So they got to figure out how to close games better because you don't want to be like the Minnesota Vikings from a few seasons ago, where you win in every game by 1 or 2, and then you get to a season where you don't win those games, and now you're looking up like, damn, what happened? So shout out to them. Another quick shout out, Houston Texans. CJ got to play better. CJ was 16 for 28, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And he could have, CJ legit could have had 5 interceptions. But he has to play better. Luckily, he has a great defense that kind of covered up for all his issues. But CJ Stroud has to play better. CJ Stroud is going to be the X factor in winning or losing winning or losing in the playoffs for them if they make the playoffs. So CJ has to play better, man. This ain't been the best season in the world. I know the offensive line is not the best, but CJ got to stop trying to make every single play and know when the journey is over. So, Shedeur Sanders, 17 for 23, touchdown, 2 interceptions. I don't really remember those 2 interceptions, but I remember being like, ooh, them are not good passes. So, again, I want to see flashes. I want to see what you're doing. I want to see, are you looking better? Is the arrow pointing up? And it is. So, shout out to Cleveland. We'll probably do a whole deep dive on Cleveland at some point in the offseason when the whole season is over, and we can sit back and we can be like, okay, this is what Cleveland needs to do. So let me know if y'all want that video, or do you want an AFC East video or AFC North video? Because I think I'm gonna do them by division. But let me know if you want me to do individual teams. Like I'll probably do a Ravens one, and then I'll probably do a Cleveland one. Like I might do breakouts, but I might just do the division in general. So just let me know. Just let me know. Speaking of rookies, Cam Ward, 21 for 40, 251 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think his name is Tyler Shuck on the other end of that New Orleans game. Just from what I've listened to in the New Orleans game, this was a showcase of 2 bright stars in the NFL. Cam Ward, the development from September to now has been crazy. He has shown that he's the guy. Cam Ward is the guy in Tennessee, and he can continue this legacy. I think he set the record for passing yards for a Tennessee quarterback. Y'all, if you don't know, Warren Moon didn't start his career there, so that's why Warren Moon doesn't have a lot of the Tennessee Titans records. He didn't start his career there. But yeah, like I'm really loving what I'm seeing from Cam Ward. Again, we'll talk more about Cam Ward at the end of the season in the summer when all the playoffs are over and we can take a chance and take a deep breath and everything. And so I haven't talked about him. The Panthers had a chance to go ahead and wrap it up, and they couldn't do it. Right, tough task to beat Seattle. This is why you're supposed to beat New Orleans. You don't beat New Orleans, and then you lose to a superior team in Seattle, and now you got to beat the Bucs again, who also are not having the best season. Again, we'll look into the Bucs in the offseason, blah blah blah. Right. So this is where you want to be if you're a Panthers fan. If you ask the Panthers fan, hey, you got Week 18 for all the marbles to get to the playoffs, I think they would take it. Coming from people in podcasts talking about they don't want to cover the game anymore because it's too bad, to winning 2-3 to having a chance to get into the playoffs. This is what you want as a football fan. Even though we know football is different than basketball, you can make a Cinderella run in football. You just need the right things to fall to you. In basketball, not too much. So let me backtrack. This is what you want. So, Keith, who do you have winning? I have the Panthers winning, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than we think. It's either going to be a lot closer than we think, or it's going to be like, damn, they really took care of business. Because I think the Panthers at this point are a better football team than the Bucs now. The Bucs are spiraling, like. So I'm gonna go with the Panthers in a close one, 18-21. 18-21. They went on a field goal. And so to end the video, Aaron Rodgers versus Lamar Jackson maybe in Sunday night to end the season. We start the season like we finished the season with the Baltimore Ravens. And so let me set this up for you guys. Up and down season. They're talking crazy about Lamar, speculation. We want Harbaugh fired, everything. Pittsburgh, same way. Like I had my mama on last week, and her husband, she was a Pittsburgh fan. He was talking to me about how he think this division is the Ravens to winning. He has no expectation of Pittsburgh winning. I'm not going to too much say. I'm not going to too much say that. Um, I'm conflicted because I want the Ravens to make the playoffs. I want Lamar to play well and get to the finals and get to the Super Bowl, but I don't know if he's going to play. So we'll see leading up to it if he practices this week. That will be a strong indicator. If he practices this week, he'll play. But I wouldn't be lying if a piece of me didn't want him not to play and for the Ravens to fall completely on their ass and get knocked out the playoffs. So, my bad. I'm sure y'all can hear all of that. So, I don't know. I might revisit it. But right now, Tuesday, Keith, what do you think? I think Baltimore is going to win. I think Baltimore is going to win pretty handily. And I think Lamar is going to play. But I don't think he's going to finish the game. I think he's going to try to play. And he's going to feel himself. But then Lord forbid, knock on wood, something crazy don't happen. But he tweaks something. He's going to be out for the rest of the season. And Tyler Huntley is going to come in and they're going to win the game. And then we're going to have weird conversations like we did this week. So, I don't know. As a Ravens fan, I really want them to win. But as a Lamar Jackson fan, I'm way more of a Lamar Jackson fan than Baltimore fan nowadays. I don't know. If Lamar was 100% healthy, I would go with Lamar. But I don't know. This offseason is going to be very interesting for them. And then on the Pittsburgh side, Aaron Rodgers. Is this Aaron Rodgers' last game? If they lose, I almost know certainly probably it's his last game. He didn't play well last week. Didn't play well last week. Made bad reads. Threw to Valdez Scantling 3 times when obviously that shouldn't have been the read. So it's this white dude. I can't remember his name. I'm put his face up here. He does excellent film breakdown. Like I'm trying to learn coverages, and he does great film breakdown of like talking like a coach, and it's just great. But yeah, so that's really all I got for you guys. I know this video is probably kind of draggy and a little, but it's playoff time. I really don't have nothing to say about the games in general, and I don't think you guys care about the games in general. Y'all just want to know the results right now and playoff seedings and everything. So I'm gonna try to find, um, the playoff bracket and put it up. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know who y'all got winning this weekend. Did y'all team do what they was supposed to do? Let me know. Shout out to everybody. It's been a hell of a season. Like I know I didn't get to my goal like I wanted to, but we doing our thing. We're doing our thing. A lot of major life changes has happened since I started this season. And we'll get it going. It's gonna be completely different next season. So I'll talk to you guys next week or Sunday night. I'll talk to you guys Sunday night. Peace.